Hello, this is Steve McBride with Millionaire Moves. I'm often asked, how did you pay off so many houses early at such a young age? So I'm going to answer that for you today. I'm going to give you a scenario of how I paid off one house first, which was the beginning of it all. Okay? So in this scenario, we're going to talk about a $300,000 house. And we're going to talk about different mortgages you can have on this $300,000 house. Now, I would note that we prefer that you pay cash for your house. We would advise you to do that. Build it out of your pocket. Pay subcontractors as you go. But we know that most people are not in that situation. And a lot of you are out there not going to do that. You're just simply not going to do it. So I had a mortgage in the beginning, so I understand. So on this $300,000 scenario house, we're going to talk about different mortgages: a 30-year mortgage, 20-year mortgage, 15-year mortgage, or a 10-year mortgage. And on a $300,000 house, whether you get a 30-year or all the way down to the 10-year, you're going to put $60,000 down. So all that's the same. So you end up with basically a $240,000 loan from the bank. And I'm going to jump over to monthly payments because that's what broke people ask about. How much is going to be my monthly payment? But rich people and wealthy people don't ask that. We ask, how much does the house cost? So monthly payment on the 30-year note is $1,865. Okay. If you go for 20 years, it's $2,128. If you go for 15 years, the monthly payment is $2,425. And if you go for 10 years, it's $3,054 a month. Okay. And so at this point, you're probably saying, well, I can afford the $1,865. That's doable. But what you're failing to realize that over the course of 30 years, you're going to end up paying $576,000 for this home. The interest payments alone is going to be $336,000. On the 20-year mortgage, you're going to end up paying $447,000 for this house. The interest payments are $207,000. On the 15-year mortgage, you're going to end up paying $388,000 for this home. Sounds a little better, right? It's closer to what the purchase price was. So your interest payments are going to be $148,000 in interest. If you go with the 10-year note, you're going to end up paying $94,000 in interest, or a total of $334,000 for the cost of that loan. Sounds better, right? When you look at the end result of how much you spent on it. But most of you out there are going to look at the monthly payments. And you're probably asking, if I take a 10-year note, where am I going to get $3,000 a month from? Well, you're probably already paying $1,800 to $2,000 in rent. So that's $2,000 of it right there. And if you're purchasing cars, paying $1,000 a month for a car that you're probably financed over 72 months and overpaying for that as well, there's your money right there. There's your $3,000. And you have to look at the long term of what you're going to save. If somebody tells you, I'm going to give you $128,000 in 30 years, a check, you take it, wouldn't you? Well, that's what you're doing for yourself if you don't go with the 30-year mortgage and go with the 10-year mortgage. And you pay that off as soon as possible as well. So that's how we did it. We went with 10-year mortgages, and we worked like dog crazy to pay it off. And we saved our money like dog crazy. We didn't spend it frivolously to pay it off. And then we leveraged that house, those houses, for more houses. And that's the way we did it. You're watching Steve McBride, Millionaire Moves.